A very good morning to you all, my dear students. So in today's class we are going to continue with the soil lesson. So the subtopic what we are going to deal for today is absorption of the water by the soil. Okay, so the absorption of the water by the soil. So in this lesson they have given you one activity. That activity is nothing but the 9.6. So what they are asking you is, as the image is shown here. Okay, so they are asking us to take a beaker, okay, a funnel, a filter paper, a dropper, plus you should take water. So I am writing H2O means nothing but it is the formula of water, and we should take some soil which is in the powdered form, okay, very soft one. So then next thing is what, you should fold the filter paper as shown in this figure, and then we should pour the soil on the sides of this filter paper. Okay, next slowly what we should do, with the help of a measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder means it will be something like this. Okay, so the scale will be here, the lines will be, so 10 ml, 20 ml, like that it will be. So when you go for your higher studies you can see. So that measuring cylinder, with the help of that we should take some ml of water. So imagine 10 ml if you have taken. So with the help of the dropper, drop by drop you should drop in the filter paper, in that funnel where the filter paper and the powder is been poured. Now next what you should do is, when you are pouring the water, you should be careful so that the water is not dropped at one point. It should be dropped on all the spots simultaneously. You should see that there the water is falling from the funnel in the drop by drop, like this. Okay, and it should not be at one spot. One spot means, it should not be only in the center. You should not drop, we should drop even on the sides of the filter paper also. Next what we should do is, we should keep all the records. So now what is that 50 gram weight of the soil what we have taken. Okay, initial volume of the water in the measuring cylinder U is considered. Okay, the final volume of the water in the measuring cylinder is VML. Initial means at the start, final means after the finish of the experiment, like that. So volume of the water absorbed by the soil, so U minus V. Okay, next is weight of the water absorbed by the soil, so U minus V. So like that. Now 1 ml of water has weight equal to 1 gram. 1 ml means 1 gram, that much. So here, so in the blue box they have given you the terminologies. G stands for gram, kg stands for kilogram, are actually units of mass. Yes, so the whatever the thing has weight, they are given a unit, that is gram, kg, mass. In that way, mass is given the weight as gram and kg. Next, a mass of 1 gram, the blue box I am reading. Okay, the mass of 1 gram weighs 1 gram weight. So that means a weight of 1 gram will weigh 1 gram weight. Mass of 1 gram will weigh 1 gram weight. So mass and weight are almost equal here, in that way. Next concept what it is, see here they have substituted the values. So the formula they have created for the absorption of water, U minus V upon 50 into 100. So what is this 50 here? 50 is nothing but the weight of the soil, into 100 is what? That is nothing but the percentage to calculate. Okay. Next thing is what? Repeat the activity with a different soil sample. So here is asking you to do the activities by using different soil sample. Different soil sample means red soil, black soil, clay soil, sandy soil, loamy soil. Why it is? Because the rate of absorption will be different. So that is the reason why is asking. The next concept what we are going to see is, that is soil and the crop. So this is a very important concept. The soil is very important for the growth of different kinds of crop. So as you very well know, so in the desert area it is completely covered with the sand. So there the vegetation is what? They cannot grow rice, okay, ragi, wheat, like this kind of staple food they cannot grow. They can grow only the dates, okay, uttoti or khajur you say, okay, that then you can see more cactus plants. Okay, cactus means the aloe vera, like that there are many plants with the thorns, leaves modified into thorns. So the cactus plants will be grown more in that particular region. So in that one example I gave you. Here what they are asking you, different types of soil. Here I am reading this particular point. Okay, so different soil types of soil are found in different parts of India. Yes, so different types of soil is found in different parts of India. Just take an example of your home itself. Where your home is, there you will have red soil, okay, or else the color of the soil will be almost near to orange or red, like that. But when you go for field, so in the field if you see, it will be black color. Okay, so and the soil condition also will be different, very sticky it will be. When you add water, it will be in that way. Okay, in some parts there is clay soil, in some parts there is loamy soil, while in some other part there is sandy soil. Sandy soil example is one desert, completely sand is there. Okay, then loamy soil is what, both the particles are of equal size. Okay, the soil particles and the stone, both are present there. Okay, in that way. Next, soil affected by the wind, rainfall, temperature, light and humidity. So the soil also is affected by the wind, rainfall, temperature, light and humidity. Okay, how? Rainfall. Whenever there is heavy rainfall, if it is a desert area, then the absorption of the water will be no doubt, but the water will not be retained for longer time. So because of the temperature, immediately it will turn out to be vapor after some time. So that is one. Wind is what, if it is a very smooth, if there is no heavy particles, then because of wind it will fly away. Okay, temperature, because of temperature also it differs, light and humidity. Okay, so all these climatic factors are also affecting the soil profile and brings changes in the soil structure. So the black color, red color, sandy soil. So how it is, visibility is because of the natural, that is climatic conditions, factors. So climatic factors as well as components of the soil determine the various types of vegetation and crops that might grow any region. So here on any region there can be different kinds of vegetation can be grown. So as you can see, so there are many crops, right? So especially if you go near the Uttar Kannada side, they eat rice, okay, and wheat more. So if you go to the Bangalore, that side, that particular place, they eat ragi more, okay, ragi and rice is more. Then if you go to Punjab, then sarso ka saag and makki ki roti they'll say, right? What is that? Sarso means mustard, okay, makka means nothing but corn. So corn they use there more. So each and every place, based on the growth of the soil, which is suitable for what kind of vegetation we can cultivate crops, they are growing. Okay, in desert, as I told, dates are very well grown. So can you grow the date tree here? It's not possible. Why? It does not support. Cotton plant, it requires very hot temperature and it has its own way. So they say no crop rotation. Okay, different types of crops can be grown, tomato plant, so whatever it is, so it requires that their own temperature. Okay, then if we are talking about coffee, is grown in the hilly regions. Okay, so in the hilly regions, why? Because the temperature, the moisture content, what it requires, it's sufficiently available in that particular place for it. Okay, so next, clay and loamy soil both are suitable for growing cereals. Okay, for growing cereals like wheat and gram. So clay soil and loamy soil are suitable for that. Okay, next, such soils are good retaining water. Example, paddy, soil rich in clay, organic matter and having good capacity to retain water. So for paddy, for rice, the soil should be clay, it should contain organic matter and it has good capacity to absorb the water. Such kind of soil is needed. Then for lentils, that is masoor and other pulses, loamy soil which retains water easily and required for the cotton, sandy, loamy and loam which drain water easily. So that means in different soil conditions, different plants, different vegetables, different grains require different climatic conditions and different atmospheric conditions for the development of the crop, for the growth of the crop, for the even for the human beings also. So in today's class we have seen the absorption of the water and the activity, okay, then soil and the crop. So how the different places have different soil and in what way, which kind of soil is good for what kind of vegetation, what kind of crops we can grow. Clay soil means paddy is good. Then for clay and loomy soil, that is cereals, pulses that we can grow. If it is only loam soil, then we can grow cotton and other crops. So in today's class we have seen just these two topics, subtopics. I hope you have understood. If there is no doubt, it's well and good. If there is any doubt, you can just ask. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.